What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. A few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. And at any time during the show, you can call in. You guys know this, so make sure you do it. You can call in at 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773. If you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. Send your question or comments there, or go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send the question or comments there as well, and I'll read them live on air and as they come in, for the most part. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys do that. Amazing stuff. I got some stuff I want to share with you guys today. Ooh-wee. I got some stuff. By the way, yesterday, nobody in Pacific time but Joel. No, not specific. What the? Pacific time. By the way, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on punchy.tv. So you can watch from any one of those platforms live, and you can hop up in a chat, which I recommend, and start a little conversation. Have a little fellowship. Sharpen the swords. You know what I mean? So shout out to Facebook, IG, punchy.tv, and YouTube for hosting your boy. Right on. Shout out. And shout out to the viewers watching on those platforms as well. I appreciate it. Let's get into it. What are we talking about? Whoo. I know I'll be saying ooh every day, but I got some stuff. I got some stuff for you guys. We're going to get into it. First off, as you guys see, CJ said little prenup. As you guys see on the thumbnail, we getting into some prenup stuff. Because that's an interesting thing. And I have some clips that are kind of just fun. Not real serious, just kind of fun that I want to play, which is why I brought up the whole prenup thing. And then we'll kind of go from there. I don't have much to say about it, but I just want to make a couple of comments about it. And, you know, see what you guys think as well, because I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm not really sure how I feel about the prenup thing, to be honest. I don't even know if I don't really have a hard stance on either way, whether to get one or not to get one. You know what I mean? But I have some stuff I want to share. I'm laughing already because I know what the clips I'm about to play. But I have some stuff I want to share, and we can kind of make the decision together. You know what I mean? So CG already says, CG in the IG chat says prenup is beta. You know what I mean? The women say it's bad. The guys say it's good. What does God say? You know what I'm saying? Lord help us. So we'll see what happens. Let's get into it. I don't know if you guys seen I can't even present this. I don't know if you guys seen the show 90 Day Fiance. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, that show. 90 Day Fiance, just for those who don't know, is a show about people who get married. They meet and get married in 90 days to see if they can do it, right? Oftentimes it's people from out of the country, right? So they come into the country or they go to different countries to try to see if they want to marry the person that they think they're in love with. And they have 90 days to do it, and then the show pays for the whole thing, pays for the whole arrangement. And it's entertaining. To say the least, it's very entertaining. But I felt like I was getting a little dumber when I was watching it, so I had to stop watching it. But they're nice. So, anyway, let's get to it. This from 90 Day Fiancé. Man confronts his fiance about a prenuptial agreement. Okay? This is the first clip.
I just want us to both be on the same page. I want to marry you. I just need to feel secure. And with the financial concerns, it brings up another component. I know that I will never leave you, but I don't know that you'll never leave me. And like what I'm getting at is the prenup. Have you ever heard of it?
That prenup.
So you don't feel secure about me, or what the do you say?
Everybody does. For protection.
That is more like you don't trust me. I don't want that to be with person. Don't trust me.
If I want to be with someone for money, obviously don't want to be him.
Look, Brian also thinks I
Ooh, she got that Malo mouth. Chica Malo. Chica Malo. And Chico. This is my thing is just this right here. Is that where I'm confused, I'm not confused about it, but where it's like what I'm like wondering is that if you don't trust her, why are you marrying her? That should be the first question right there. That should be, let's start there. The prenup kind of comes like after the decision to want to marry the person, not before. If there's no trust there, why do you want to marry her? And that's just my issue with it. And the reason why I'm torn in the middle is because this. Let me just give my like pros and cons to it. For one, this guy's priorities are all messed up, but I try not to criticize these type of people who go on these shows too much because they're really just very lost in the mind, and the show itself picks people like this on purpose because it makes for good TV, right? And I think a little bit is acting. You know what I mean? A little bit is for cinematic purposes. So I try not to get too much into criticism because a lot of these people are just really just like insane in the mind. And they really just don't see like at all, just like messed up. But the reason why I'm torn about the prenup thing, because this is why I wanted to play the clip, is when it comes to the prenup, I hear a lot of guys say, get the prenup. Even if the girl is decent, get the prenup. And I can understand that point of view as well, because say if you meet a lady and she just is a descendant of Mary Magdalene. No, not Mary Magdalene. Well, her too. But what was Jesus' mom's last name? Jesus' mom, Mary. We'll just say that. And she just like Mary, Jesus' mother, right? On it, just that one that you praiseworthy. Just one sent from the heavens, right? And it's just you guys' relationship on fire. You get married and ooh, everybody looking at you guys like you guys are it. Pinnacle. You guys got it going on. Right? Let's just say that that's the case. I always go back to, well, wasn't that the case when God created Adam and then God created Eve? Wasn't there that little time period? I don't know how long that was. Maybe it was like 2-3 days before they like ate the apple, right? But that time period where Adam and Eve, weren't they made perfect in the image of God, right? Without sin. And then Eve then was deceived to eat the apple, though they were made perfect in the image of God in the beginning, right? So then I understand why guys are saying like, well, look, you still never know, so protect yourself at all costs. Because if Eve can be deceived and she was the only woman on earth, Adam wasn't looking at no other girl, there was no other girl that existed. Right? But if Eve in all her splendor can change her mind and lose her way, then it's possible for anybody, right? So I can understand that argument. But to me, to me, when I think about a prenup, and I could be wrong, that's why I said, like, I don't have a hard stance on this. I'm open to be swayed either way. You guys can tell me and be like, Joel, you're wrong. I'm fine. I'm there. But to me, it feels like doubt also. It also feels like doubt. It also almost feels like, yes, let's just say that this the marriage happened the proper way. You did all the proper things. You didn't force it. You weren't chasing. And it all kind of just happened as it was supposed to happen. Right? It almost feels like a doubt to be like, well, what if? It almost feels like planning for the future. That just in case this don't work out, I got a backup plan, a plan B. And I've never been big on plan Bs. You know what I mean? I was gonna make a joke, but it wasn't appropriate. I'm not really big on the plan B. I like to put all my baskets in plan A, and plan A better work. And I can be wrong about that. But I just always been plan A guy, and that's it. Right? And it just kind of feels like doubt when you say, let me get a prenup just in case. So that's the part that concerns me a little. And I don't know what I would do if I'm ever in that situation. I don't know. I'm telling you guys right now, right here, I don't know what I would do if that situation came to me. But I can't help but feel that I'm doubting. So I don't know. I was just thinking that. But as far as this guy on 90 Day Fiance and his girl, I think what he does what all guys are victim of, not victim, but all guys experience for the most part, but his is on he's really, really in there, is that the feelings are guiding his steps for the most part. Because I don't know the whole story. I don't know everything about their story, their situation. But the feelings are there, right? And it has him, his priorities all jacked up. And he wants to get a prenup. And I guess his friends are telling him to get a prenup. But my question to him more so is that, what about the person that you're marrying? Why do you not trust her? And why do you think that it's okay you should marry her though you don't trust her? right? And with that being said, I have another clip I want to play you guys to where some, in my opinion, seem like red flags, but let me see what you guys think here. This from 90 Day Fiance on Instagram. Man takes his fiance salsa dancing. Here we go.
Do you even touch
Like
the
a
ground?
small. Exactly.
What, you don't like my dancing?
It's okay. Right. But this one you close to take. Mira.
I can't. Yeah.
No,
Go do it.
You should be copying him.
Two things. First one, you ain't dancing with my girl. The man came in and said, can I dance with her? No, you can't. You absolutely cannot. Find you your own. Go get your own. Look at there's 30 other ones over there dancing by themselves. Back up. This mine. Okay, that's the first one. Second one is when she said, you need to learn from him. Red flag. Red flag. You need to learn how to dance like him. What kind of insult? You need to do it like him. What? Red flag. Red flag. Those two is enough right there. Right there. That's it. End of the show. Call the producers. Producers, we got to end it right now. She acting up. She getting real crazy. And that 2 red flags in one day, that's a wrap. But the point is, for one, she's I don't know if she's from it. Obviously, she doesn't sound like she's from wherever he's from. She's from out of town. But it just, I think his priorities are messed up. He should be paying more attention to the fact that, do you even know this person? You know what I mean? And according to the show, he bought her, he paying for her house, her apartment. He bought her the breast implants. Like he's already like taking care of her. And then later she finds out that he tells her that he doesn't have no more money. What are we gonna do now? And there's a whole big thing. It's just a lot going on. But I think in his situation, and then I'm going to move on from this, in his situation, the reason why he wants to bring up a prenuptial agreement, is because he doesn't trust her. And that has nothing to do with the prenup to me. That's you just getting a prenup because you don't trust her. And that's not the solution for your situation, sir. You got to figure out what you need to do. So the prenup thing is still in the air for me. It's still in the air. I see some smart people say get a prenup. I've seen some people, I've talked to people who are also smart and they say don't do it. So I'm leaning more towards like it feels like doubt. I don't want to do it because guess what? Let's just say that happens, she goes crazy and she takes all your money. or like half of everything. And I might be delusional for saying this. I might be delusional for saying, I'm calling myself out now before you guys cook me in the chat or online or with the calls. I'm saying it before I even get it out so you can't attack me. Is that if she goes crazy and takes half your money, what's the big deal? Why is it that important? Why is your little money, your little cash, your little bank account that important? It kind of feels delusional coming out of my mouth, but I still kind of feel that way, kind of. Like, why is there such an importance online? Oh, I don't want her to still take my money, take my stuff, take my... Like, it kind of feels like that, too. Like, a little bit, I don't know, attached to what might happen opposed to growing in the challenges of life. And learning from the challenges of life. But hey. But how come all the ladies are like, don't get it. I don't know. Because they're the ones that are benefit from it. They don't got to work. Imagine not working for 30 years. Oh, she's going to be working. Maybe not a job, but she's going to be doing some work. You ain't going to be sitting around the house spending all this money. Anyway. But imagine 30 years, 40 years, you with somebody, and then next thing you know, they just gone. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I got some more serious stuff to talk to share with you guys. Some good news. Some good news, good old news from the Lord, I think. Let's move on from that. Let me just check really quick before we get to that. So make sure I'm not missing nothing here. Prince Epic with the super chat says, we need another episode about Elvis Presley. I know, that was a good... We did a little review on the movie Elvis, which was an incredible movie. As a matter of fact, I need to rewatch it again. It was so good. And maybe I'll rewatch it again, come back and do a review part 2. Because that was a good one. You're right, Prince Epic. We got to do another one. Appreciate it. Amazing stuff. I got to tell you guys this. As soon as I check these super chats here, let's see. I have good news I want to share with you guys. Good news. Good news is everybody in the chat, myself, and everybody who is getting the message and working on themselves and learning and growing, seeking God, and just being aware, watching themselves. You know what I mean? All those people are the most fortunate people on earth. And I want to tell you why I say that, because it's almost hard sometimes to see that. But you guys are the most unfortunate people on the earth to be able to understand all of this stuff. And I'm not saying like the things I say or whatever. I'm just saying like us all just waking up. Because a lot of the world is not. Is not. And they seem to be the ones that have all the stuff. All the credit, when I say credit, I mean like praise and glory and things and money and rewards and acknowledgement, recognition. It seems like they have all of it. And the people who are really trying to work on themselves and overcome always, when it comes to worldly stuff, end up with the short end of the stick. And I realized that that's how it has to be. But I have an example I want to show you guys. But before I get to that, I have some people that really, really, really want to get in on this prenup thing. So I'm going to get to that real quick. And then we'll come back to some good news. Ooh, some examples of how that we're exactly where we need to be. Those that are like overcoming. Let me go to Terry out of Oregon. Terry, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yay, how you doing?
How's it going, Terry? All is well.
All is well here, too.
Right on.
I thought I'd give my perspective, too, because I kind of am in the same boat as you with this topic. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the situation and what each person is bringing into the marriage, like what kind of assets they have. But then there's that part of me that feels like it's my conscience that says, if you're not going to be, completely trusting about your assets going in, you probably shouldn't do it at all.
What do you mean? Help me understand what you mean by your assets going in and stuff like that. Explain that.
Property, money, like if you're coming in with, let's say you're marrying somebody who's financially, way better off than you.
Right.
Like they've, maybe they're older and have properties and you don't, or maybe they just come from like a different class background or something. I understand why somebody might want to protect their stuff in that situation, but then I feel like at the same time, marriage is supposed to be for life, and you're not supposed to go into it doubting. And if you do have doubt, you probably shouldn't do it at all.
Yeah.
That's my kind of perspective on it. I think it's like you're putting yourself purposely in a situation to fail in the back of your mind, or you always have an out, so you're going to be like less maybe cautious about what you're building with this person.
That's a good point. And then it's kind of like in the back of your head, like, and then the enemy's always he's gonna always poke at that if it's in the back of your head, like, you know what? Well, if we argue enough, or if if we're arguing too much and this doesn't work out, you know what? I can just leave. I'll be okay. And there's always that kind of rest on the idea that, well, if I wanted to, I could just leave if times got too hard. And that almost feels like an excuse and a crutch to not, no matter what happens, find a way to work it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then, I understand on the other side, though, too. Well, not really, because this, like the clip you showed of that guy with that girl,
Oh yeah.
That's not a marriage. That is not a marriage that should be happening. It's so obviously
Right.
wrong.
Right.
So obviously. So like, why is he even trying to get in there? I mean, and why? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Men really shouldn't lead with their wallets like that. Now, I know you and I joke around about me being a gold digger or something because I expect someone to be financially responsible.
But wait,
you know.
said, wait, hold on. You said, I don't know if this is a change of heart right here because at one
No.
point, you said that you want to know a little bit about the man's wallet, but are you saying now that the man shouldn't leave with the wallet and you shouldn't know?
I want to know that he's financially responsible. I don't want a man who isn't my husband to be trying to buy my affection.
A man who isn't your husband trying to buy your affection. So,
and I don't want my husband trying to buy my affection either. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want a guy to like this scenario. He's paying her rent. He's buying her new boobs. He's doing this, that, and the third. Like, I don't think that's appropriate for a man who isn't your husband to be spending that kind of money on you. And honestly, to me, when guys come on strong with their money really quick, it's unsettling.
But what good? I agree. And what good do you think it does to know if your future husband, is responsible with his money?
Well, it's about knowing someone's character and like what, kind of, I don't know. It's the same as knowing like, how they conduct themselves in other areas of life. Like to me, it's just, another facet of, okay, is this person responsible and can I trust them? Like, does this person have a gambling issue? Does this person spend money recklessly? Is this person like, to me, it's just about that, understanding that they handle, their responsibilities financially in the right order.
No, I understand what you mean. I think it just puts a little bit of stress on the person, on the individual trying to find out if this person is going to be able to do these things. Cause it is going to be it's kind of like a lifelong, time of trying to understand, what a person is really, really capable of. So I don't know if those things can be discovered all within a certain time frame. That's why I always say just look at if the person is aware of themselves, if they are, are they leading with trying to do what's right? Are they seeking? In that way, the things that they don't know, they'll eventually learn because you can see that, they're trying to do the right thing. But outside of that, really quick, I want to ask you that what is the big deal? And I don't know if this is your stance or not, but what is the big deal that if a person marries another person with a lot of money, what is the big deal if there's a risk of losing it?
To the person who comes in with a lot of money?
Yeah, to the person. Yeah, exactly. What is wrong? What's wrong with losing it?
I don't know. It's not a position that I'm in, so I can't speak to like what the, what the fear is there exactly.
But if
it's just stuff,
right?
And money can always be, made back. You can't get back your time though, and you can't get back like what the other things that you invest into a relationship. And I think that's the stuff that's more devastating when like a marriage disappears or falls apart. I think it's just materialism at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, a lot of the times, if they're materialistic like that, they're marrying the wrong people anyway because they're looking for, the wrong things.
Yeah. No.
But I don't know. If I were to get married and somebody wanted to do a prenup, like I'd look it over and I'd probably, if I really did want to marry them, I'd probably, have a lawyer add my own stuff in there just to protect me as well. But I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. I think it might give me some pause, though, if it ever came up.
Well, it sounds like you have an open mind about it, which I knew this to be true about you, to where you're not taking a hard stance either way. You're open to it, and just trying to make sense of what the right thing is to do. And that's all you can really ask of somebody. So I appreciate that, Terry. And Chad is wrong about you. But I just play. I can't get into. I open up something that I shouldn't. But I gotta keep it. I gotta keep the calls moving, Terry. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Oh. Sounds like anyway. Let me move the calls here. Let me see. Let me go to Aaron out of Maryland. Aaron, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Joel?
How's it going, Aaron?
Going pretty good.
Nice. Have you called? Are you a first-time caller or no?
I think to your show, yeah. But I've called to like the JLP, and yeah, I'm a first time for your show.
Okay, right on. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
You're talking about prenuptial agreements, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually got an interesting take on this. I think that shouldn't even exist in terms of, like, the agreement shouldn't be for the prenuptial, like, keeping everybody's stuff separate. It should be the reverse. It should be an agreement for whether or not you want the government to be involved if things were to happen. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying it's more, you're speaking more from the a governmental perspective. They shouldn't have their hand involved.
No, yeah, the default should be the least amount of influence from the government on a marriage. You know what I mean?
I see.
The fact that, yeah, it's like, it kind of is it makes a statement about the government you're in if they feel the default should be that the government is involved. That's kind of like a lack of faith in God anyway, by the government. Because, if the marriages are before God, the faith in them should be in God. You know what I mean? Like, the government shouldn't have to oversee the marriages of its people. That's like, they're playing God themselves, kind of. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's a good point. And I think that's also people relying on a like a backup plan, like I was saying, and you're right about that though too. Is that is the government saying, well, hey, guess what? I'm here in case God fails you. I got you. So that's what it feels like. I agree, Aaron.
Yeah. And it's like, it's the way it's set up right now, it looks like it's facilitated so that if you are blind or if you're not awake yet, you can go ahead and slip into marriage. You know what I mean? Like if you go into a marriage and you know that the government's overlooking it, you kind of feel safer. Like, even, this is going to be pretty weird, but even tax breaks, I feel like. Yeah. It's like, they kind of encourage marriage, which you shouldn't even think of that. That shouldn't even be an aspect of, like, like, I noticed some of my friends consider that when they're already together, they already have a child, but they weigh the option of marriage based off of the tax break and how it affects their finances. And it's so wild. It's like, why are you guys even considering that?
That's such a good point, because it's almost like, you're making me think now, it's almost like a false sense of security that's there that makes people feel safe. But what that tends to do, in my perspective, is it like takes away your security in faith, trusting the process, trusting the natural course of life, even if the natural course gets a little challenging. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. It's like, why you should be forced to consider involving the government rather than the other way around. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just so strange. I feel like at first I used to think it was a good idea because basically it would be government incentivized population growth. Give them a tax break for every child. You get more of a tax break. It's kind of like promoting population growth.
Yeah.
But now, since I guess I'm beginning to wake up, it feels like a science experiment.
Yeah.
It's like they're conducting an experiment on a whole civilization.
And it's true. Oh, go ahead. Finish your point.
No, that was it.
But it's true though. It's almost like, and it's also like getting in the way of life doing what it's supposed to do. And it's kind of like influencing people, like incentivizing people to, hey, have children, even though it may not be time, even though it may have children though, because guess what? You'll save money. It's a good business deal. Like it all comes down to money. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like they're putting their hand on the hamster wheel, spinning it a little bit faster.
Yeah,
and they're like, dang, things are getting tough. We got a kid now. Oh, but if we have another kid, we get another tax. You're almost inhumane at that point. You're just having children to get tax break. You're claiming other people's kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what are we doing?
Hey, man, that's some good points, Aaron. I appreciate it. I just got to move the calls here because I'm running out of time. But call me again, man. Great points.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, man. Great point. And listen, I'm still open. Terry and I, we open. Terry and I, we open about it. We'll see. We'll see what happened. You know what I mean? Ain't no big. We'll just wait and see. But great points by Aaron. A great argument. The government is there, right? But it's not their job to us to allow them to play God in our lives. That's not what they're there for. They may have a different agenda. I don't know. But for us, we shouldn't what do you call it? Use that as God's left hand. You know what I mean? God will lead you in all things. Let me move the calls. Let me go to Seasal, Texas. Seasal, welcome to the show. How's it going, Seasal?
This is an amazing topic. It's going well.
Right on.
La Joel, you've got the chat tripping.
Going crazy.
I wouldn't fault a man for getting a prenup, especially with the caliber of women that they have in the dating pool today. I wouldn't think there's anything. I wouldn't say, you shouldn't get a prenup. I wouldn't be surprised. It makes sense to get a prenup, but at the same time, Jesus said in this world, you're going to suffer. In marriage, you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
In being single, you're going to suffer. And also prenups get thrown out of court all the time.
What do you mean? What do you mean thrown out?
Yeah, so it's a contract, and when the judge reads that contract, the judge can say, you missed this or that, or no, this doesn't make sense. We're taking your prenup and we're throwing it in the trash. You have no prenup anymore.
Okay.
So there's no 100% security. The best thing you can do is, again, follow God's will, marry a woman that doesn't know how much, if she's like, how much are you making? That's already a red flag.
Right. And that's what I wanted to say in response to, you said that in the dating pool today with these guys choosing these women, is that I don't want the standard to drop because the dating pool, dating has evolved into what it's evolved. You know what I mean? I'd rather it be a place of, well, if I have to question it, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So that's my...
Yeah, and I also...
Go ahead.
Yeah. And I also know many Christian marriages that, they've cheated on each other. The worst situation for a marriage, really. And they forgive each other. They stay together. they work it out or whatever. So also in marriage, you have to go into it being like, I'm all in, you know what I mean? And I'm going to forgive whatever happens, cheating or whatever. I'm going to be willing to ride or die it.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, then, you know, I don't know. But
no, I like the idea, and let me know what you think, Cecil. I like the idea of maybe back in the day before all this stuff even existed, that when people got married, it was like, we have to make this work. We're gonna make it work. And there was there was nothing that was in the background. There was no second base. It was like, this is all we have. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, or like say if we argue or whatever the case is and it's not working out, then I don't have nowhere else to go. So we better try to figure this out. Like I lean more towards that.
Right.
You sound like you got your hands busy.
Yeah, I feel that forces you. You know, that forces you to work on the marriage, to not give up so easily. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Joel.
I appreciate you, Sal. Thank you. Call me again. Amazing stuff. Man, everybody want to get in on this prenup. I also understand. Anyway. Amazing stuff. Let me just move the calls. So much stuff going on right here. So I'm just trying to, make it all happen. Keep it all going. See, I got the babies in the background. So she had to go back to the babies. But, yeah. Let me go to Rick out of Hampton. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
My brother Joel, how y'all doing today?
All is well, Rick. How's it going?
Man, it's going pretty good, man. You know, I guess today now, I'll probably, if I was real wealthy, I probably would just put everything in my mother's name and marry.
Everything in... Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, put everything in my mother's name.
No,
because see, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rick.
Because so much now, I mean, you'll see a woman, man, doesn't matter. He's trying to take everything that man got, haven't worked at all for his empire that he has, and then plus he come there with some kids, with a little mustache.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit, Rick. Can you
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Joel?
I can hear you better. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, a lot of times these like a baseball player, he'll marry a woman, he haven't brought anything to the table, then she wants to try and take everything he has. I mean, they don't even want half, but they want it all.
Yeah.
They want it all, and
they'll
And my thing is like, then they come there with, they even have kids.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
so I would.
Go ahead, Rick.
I would hate to do it, but now what I see today, man, it's like man, they go at the moon because you remember the soccer player. He was a soccer player, and his girlfriend was saying he was cheating, but it was a misunderstanding, and she was trying to take everything, man. But he was smart. He put up in his mother's name. Tom Brady did the same thing.
I love this idea, Rick. I love the idea because it like entertains the fact that I don't even think that the other person should know, because it's not really that person's concern, right? Especially if you guys have an understanding that you're gonna provide while she stays at home, whatever, right? Like it's not really. I don't think it concerns her how much he spends, what he has in the bank, how much he makes. That shouldn't concern. And because even if they don't want to, Rick, even if they don't mean to, if they know they're sitting on $200 million, it influences you to start thinking different. Like, oh, I got me a good one. I'm safe now.
Yeah.
Or, oh, if I leave, I can, the mind starts to get busy. So I think it's best that these things are kept in the dark. I'm with you on that.
It's like a lot of times if a man knows he has a truly good woman, he's going to take care of her. He's going to look out for her. A decent man would,
Yeah.
And
yeah, and she should just
look out for her.
Yeah, she should just be worried about that. Is he gonna look out for me? That's it. And let that be that, opposed to is he gonna pay the bill tomorrow? It's just none of
right.
That shouldn't concern them. I agree, Rick.
I mean, that's what I would do if I was an NFL player, or I would just put everything in my mother's name, take care of her best I know how, and if she's good, I will take care of her. But but women that's an offense. But then again, that don't give a license for a man to go out there and do wrong. He'll be cheating on her and stuff. That don't give him a right to do that.
Exactly.
But it's just like Joel, you have worked all your life. You got you an empire. You married some woman, and she wants half of everything. Don't want to work it out, but she wants half what you have worked, stayed up all night to build.
Yeah.
And she ain't bring nothing to the table.
And Rick, that's why I would hope that before I made that decision to take somebody on in that way, marry, and go, and do the whole thing, I would hope that she's decent enough to deal with it properly and understand where I'm coming from when it comes to what I don't share, what I'm not gonna let her know,
right?
What is not her business to know, and she respects that. So that's the hope. But I appreciate it, Rick. I'm so out of time. I appreciate you're 100% right about that. Put in a different account, whatever it is. Keep it between you and yourself. I appreciate it.
Don't love you. Have a good one, my brother. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, no problem, Rick.
Hey, I would love for Wayne to call in on this one. I would like to see what his wisdom would be on in a situation like this.
Right on. Or maybe he'll call in and give us take. Thanks, Rick.
Hope so. Love you. Be blessed.
All right. Man. Listen, I stand behind this when I say this next part. I stand on this. I'm standing on this one. Do not do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. I don't want the person to know. Because we live in a society where we wear everything on ourselves. Physically, spiritually, all of it. Emotionally, we wear it. We want the whole world to know what we got going on. Right? Nobody's private for the most part. Nobody's private about nothing. We want everyone to know that we got this, we got that, da-da-da. And trust me, I had those desires to do it too. But the thing is that it's better off when people see you as a mystery. And to an extent, right? To an extent. But what I'm talking about right now is that she doesn't need to know your income. Lord have mercy. Listen. She doesn't need to know your income. She doesn't need to know how much is in the bank account. She does not need to know. Why? It's not because none of your business, lady, but it's because that doesn't concern you. That's not what you need to worry about. And it's not in you to worry about it. Because what does money do? If it enters within, right? What does it do? Stress, anxiety, How can I get more? Eliminate the challenges from the relationship. Just eliminate all of them. And money doesn't need to be involved where we're splitting the accounts. We're doing all these things. Do what you want. But I'm just saying that save the stress by the man dealing with what he needs to deal with and the woman dealing with what she needs to deal with. I ain't telling you how to breastfeed. I ain't telling you the way that how long you should do it and what. I trust you that you're going to figure all that whole thing out. But trust me that I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to hear you questioning me saying, are you sure we're going to be able to keep the lights on? Are you sure we're going to have food to eat? Because she looks at the bank account and sees that there's no money in it. Because that's what happened for the most part, right? It says 0 in there, but all the lights are on. Everybody's fed, but the account says 0. What does that do? It's a challenge. Well, what about tomorrow? We see the girls doing on TikTok and Instagram. The economy is so hard. It's so hard out here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not doing enough. I have 2 jobs. I got 3. They're carrying all that stress into the home. Don't worry, like Hake says, James Hake, don't worry your pretty little head about the money. Don't do it. Because if the man is doing what he's supposed to do, he'll make that dollar stretch the whole month. Bet. That dollar will stretch the whole month. That one fish will turn into how many fish? How many fish Jesus do? How many loaves of bread? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner of bread. And if you're not down with that lifestyle, I'm telling you right now, listen. If you're not down, if you're not trusting me, or trusting God really, but trusting your husband, then I don't want you. I don't. And it ain't personal. And the guys got stuff they got to do too. But And this is why I'm probably single today. Because this is just what it has to be. That's the only way it works. So that's what I have to say about that. Hide the money. Hide it. When I say hide it is that you don't show it off. You don't even have to appear like you got money. You know what I mean? You don't even have to $50,000 watch. You don't have to. A lot of these white billionaires, they're driving regular cars. They're wearing regular clothes. Name one. Show me one show off white billionaire. Show me one. One show off white billionaire. And when I say showing off, I'm talking about they're outside with chains on. And, you know what I mean? Flashy. Name me one flashy billionaire. They're not, because guess what? Flash people get robbed by the criminals and by their wives. Oh, my armpits are sweaty. Let me put it down. Don't look. But anyway, I'm out of time. Rich people don't wear their wealth. That's right, Terry. Rich people do not wear their wealth. Anyway, I got to end, y'all. That was fun. I didn't get to my second part, but maybe we'll get to it tomorrow about why are we so fortunate. It's good. Maybe we'll get to it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Callers, I'm sorry. I can't get to you. Mark and others. Appreciate you calling in, but I'm out of time. Hake said, press 1 if you're a billionaire. I gotta end. American Anchor Baby is coming in at 4 p.m. Nick says 1 in my heart. American Anchor Baby, aka Nick Stream, is coming in at 4 p.m. You want to make sure you guys check out his show. Check out all the shows. Jesse Lee Peterson show, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. The Hake Report, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. Joel Friday TV, 11 to 12 a.m. Pacific time. And American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. Also Punchy TV show on Mondays at 2 p.m. We busy. We busy. But I gotta go, y'all. It was been fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day of the week. So we'll see what we're getting into. Have fun and bye.